Yep, that's right, I'm at it again. Coming through with the Buffalo Bills offensive video ebook series, all for free, all for you, to show you my appreciation for all of the support I've received over this past Madden season. As we know, with this being mid-February, Madden season is kind of rolling up to a close, but for all of us hardcore Madden fans, you know we're still going to be playing. So this video ebook is for all you hardcore Madden veterans that are sticking with it all the way through the summer until Madden 16 drops. But enough chatting, let's get to the breakdowns. Hold on, wait, I can't start till my music starts. Oh, alright, there we go. So this video is going to break down all of the best plays in the ace offset, which is a shotgun formation with 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, and 1 running back. And the first play we're going to go over is the inside zone. And when you play against a cover 3, you'll notice the arrow right there is pointing at the safety that rolls down. Now you always have to be aware of where that safety is, but we'll get to why that's important in a minute. So the inside zone is great. The reason why I like the inside zone so much is because it can go inside. You can also bounce it to go outside as long as you have leverage. And you notice the defensive end on the left is inside my tight end, so I'm able to get to the outside. You have to be aware of the positioning of your lineman as well as the positioning of the defensive lineman to know where you can run the ball. There's also a nice gap in between the defensive end on the left side of the screen and the tackle. Now, as we start running outside, the defense is going to adjust, and the great thing about the inside zone is that we can bend it back. So if someone wants to adjust in such a way that you just saw, I'm able to take my finger off the turbo button and cut the ball back to the backside A-gap, which makes this run really versatile. You can run it basically against everything. So the next play we're going to take a look at is the counter, and the counter is very good as well. And this is where that extra defender comes into play. So we have that defender that's the safety that rolls down, so we're going to flip the play. We're not going to run this to the right because they have numbers advantage to the right. You'll notice an arrow that's pointing at the defensive end. Our guard from the backside is going to be his job to trap any player on the inside shoulder of the tight end out. If the player winds up going inside the inside shoulder of the tight end, meaning on the outside shoulder of the tackle, we'll actually block him down and the guard will pull through for the second level player. You notice right there I ran it to the right, and because of that extra defender, I got smacked. So we're going to flip this, and you'll notice the spacing in between the tackle and the end on the left side. That spacing is also really good for counter. So whenever there's a huge gap like that, you know that you're going to be able to run counter because it's going to create a natural seam. If those players are very close together, it's going to be very difficult to run counter. Now we're going to take a look at with the line pinch. So now the end moves on the outside shoulder of the tackle. So now the guard on the backside is actually going to pull through and around for the linebacker on that second level. But because it's a counter, most times he gets trapped up, he gets confused, and we just have an extra blocker that's out there for us when we get out on the perimeter. And that's ideal. Now if that guy does happen to shoot the correct gap or he's blitzing, our guard will kick him out and block him very effectively. We just have to make sure that we're not heavy on the turbo and we're able to adjust and move our running back accordingly based off of what the defense is giving us. It's very important to have control of your running back, so laying off that turbo button when you first get the ball is ideal. So now that we've established the run game, we're going to work on the passing game. And the play that we're going to use first is the PA read, and we're going to take a look at this against cover 3. Now we're going to make 2 adjustments. We're going to put our tight end on a drag, and we're going to block our running back. And you'll notice that all of these routes are actually open against cover 3. We just have to know how to throw them. So as we snap the ball, we'll notice that the drag is open underneath the zones. We will also notice that the route on the left side, the receiver that's running the post pattern, actually gets open as well. We lead him inside, click on, and we catch the ball. The tight end on the left that's on the deeper crossing pattern also gets open against cover 3, and he stays underneath the zones, and we're able to hit that by throwing it down into the outside. The route that is the trickiest to catch is the comeback route on the right, and the timing is very precise. You want to make sure that you throw the ball just as the receiver begins to sit. And you don't want to leave this anywhere. You just bullet pass it and you click on and you go get it. If you do not click on, that DB can run down and pick that ball off. So you have to make sure that you practice this and practice the timing in practice mode. You're probably going to wind up throwing some interceptions in games. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to practice particular routes, especially when you're user catching and the timing is very strict. So make sure that you're practicing that pattern and that catch. And we'll notice right here, we're going to run this against cover 2 zone, and the drag route, of course, gets open against cover 2 zone. We're going to take a look at this play again against cover 2, and you'll notice that the X route does get covered. And well, why does that get covered? Well, we have to make sure that we're reading the defense. If that defender drops back for the X route, we're going to have to throw underneath to the drag. If he winds up coming down for the drag like he just did on that play, then we go up to X. Now we're also able to throw the B pattern as long as we throw it up into the outside on the break. And we're going to take a look at this in slow motion. So right as he begins to sit, we're going to throw it up into the outside, and the computer is going to catch that for us. And the cover 2 defender or the sideline defender is not going to be able to make a play on that, which is good for us, bad for them. So we're going to take a look at this play against man. You notice that the route on the left doesn't get open on the first break. We have to wait for the second break because that's when he winds up creating that separation that's needed to catch that ball. So make sure that you know that. If you throw that on that first break, you may throw a pick. The route on the right side also gets open. We want to make sure that we're throwing it down, bullet passing it, and as he breaks, he's going to wind up making that catch. And it's very important, again, to get the timing down on the pattern on the right. It's very precise, so make sure that you're practicing it, because if you mistime it, it can be an interception. So the next play that we're going to take a look at is the PA comeback seam. And the reason why I like this play so much is because of the route on the right tight end. You'll notice that if we throw this to the inside, we're able to catch this in between the zones and underneath the cover 3 defender. And this really puts a defense in a bind because they can't cover that particular pattern. It also works against cover 4. The adjustments that we're going to make on this play are just making our outside receivers run slants or drags. And that's going to allow us to run this against any defense. As you see against cover 3 and cover 4, the A route does get open. Against man and against cover 2, we're able to hit both those crossing patterns from the outside receiver. So it makes this play very easy to run and very effective. The last thing we're going to take a look at is the screen. And the way that we run this is we're going to put our tight end on the left side of the field on a drag, and we're going to vertical our receiver on the right. And that's going to allow us to set up very good blocking as well as give us a second option on the screen. So right here, you notice I throw it to my tight end, and you see that it is a little bit tight where my linemen kind of get in the way. If you know that you're going to wind up throwing to your tight end, if you slide protect to the right, it creates a lot more space, as you see right there, and we're able to catch that ball without so much traffic, and that's going to be key. By incorporating all of these plays together, you will have an effective offense. I've run this particular formation in these few sets of plays against people all game, and it's very difficult to stop. Someone really has to be good at making adjustments to be able to stop this formation. And this is just formation 1 out of all the formations that I'm going to cover in this Buffalo playbook. So stay tuned to the channel to make sure that you're up to date on all the videos that I post in this video ebook. There should be videos posted up every 3 to 4 days, maybe even sooner. So if you haven't already, be sure to click that subscribe button. Thanks for checking in, and continue to game strong.